It is, of course, true that Jesus said, I came that they might have life and have it more abundantly. I would argue that it's also true that the abundant life that seems to elude us often eludes us because we have not done one key thing. We're so often defining what that abundant life is. Jesus came that they might have life and have it more abundantly. And we're all about defining the abundantly part. I need more of that. I need to get that in abundance, whatever it is. And we're all the time defining it. I want to suggest to you that the reason the abundant life eludes us that Jesus was talking about here is because we're defining it incorrectly. We're defining it in terms inconsistent with what God has for us. In other words, we're going to have to reconcile what the abundant life means and is with our expectations of what God is supposed to do for us, or our demands upon God and what we expect and want Him to do for us. Now, I'm up late reading and writing, and there's no news there. But I am reading Gaius Glenn Adkins, a historic pastor of First Congregational Church of Detroit, and I have become almost entirely obsessed with the writings of this man. Listen to what he writes here. He says, we build, as George Eliot said, he's writing here in about 1911, our castles in Spain without taking account of what we ourselves are or should be to live in them. We're building our castles, we're casting our dreams, we're doing the things as we desire without giving any serious consideration to the kind of people we ought to be and what God is calling us to do or be once we arrive at those destinations of our dreams. We are eager for recognition and the sense and acclaim of accomplishment when all the while the roads to happiness and inner wealth are near and open. We're like, it's far off, I got to build that castle, it's way out there. But what really will make us happy, fill us with inner peace, give us the abundant life that Jesus talks about, it's readily available. No one has the right to, here he says, they are not easy roads. Okay, the paths, Jesus says, lay down your life and follow me. He who seeks to save his life is going to lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake, he's going to find it. So those paths, though they are wide open and readily available, they're not easy. And Adkins says, they're not easy roads. No one has the right to say that, and they are not indeed. Perhaps we miss the true fullness of life because it asks of us, here's the key, reconciliations with our fortune and estates, which we are not willing to make. And so we beat ourselves out against our own limitations or the estate to which it has pleased God to assign us. I want to suggest to you right now and today, the abundant life is the consequence of reconciling our hopes in our flesh, in our desire, and our current estate. Our demands that we place upon God of what He must do for us in order for us to find the abundant life, and the life that God has given us. We've got to open up our eyes and look right in front of our face. This is the life we're living. This is the life God has given us. Acceptance of the divine sovereign hand of God at work in the day-to-day realities of where we are, what God has us doing, is the key to entering into the abundant life. Because the abundant life is happening inside here and inside here. And the necessities of it are already around us because God is at work today. Be cautious about building castles in Spain without giving careful consideration to who we ought to be and what we ought to be doing when we live in them. God bless you today. Amen.